Hello one and all and welcome to round 11 of the LOE Division 3 Championship. We are here at a beautiful sunny Hungary and I am joined by Mr. Jaco in the commentary box. How you doing, man? Yeah. Yeah, I think they're both within 25 points of ton. I'm just going to check actually. Yeah, Bray is exactly 25 points behind, so you can see it's still quite tight at the top, and of course the championship can really be turned on its head at this rig, so we've got to keep a close eye on Ben and Bray, see how they get on. So who's the first car out on track? I believe it's Callum, who was demoted down from D2 a couple of races ago. So far here in D3, he's only done the one race at Germany. He didn't make the best count of himself, so we'll see how he's able to get on here and look to hopefully make an impression on the rest of this grid. And I'm assuming he's going to look to try and be near the front here. Let's see how he gets on. Oh. So, well, Jake will sort that out. I'll keep a little eye on Callum here as he comes around to start the first flying lap here on the soft tyres here. There's a mix of strategies you can run here. Tyre wear is pretty dreadful on the soft, so let's see if he fares okay on those tyres come the race. If he does need to start on them on the softs, we're in turn 1 then. Grabs traction on the way out now, down into the long left-hander of turn 2 there. Third gear all the way through, trying to keep traction on the way out onto the throttle. We've got yellows in sector 2. I think there's a Renault or a Haas off the circuit as we come now into the brilliant turn 4 there. High speed in second gear, clips the outside. I think he's invalidated that lap though. Yeah. It's very strict with the track limits on the exit of that corner. So I think we're going to look for, I believe, Stager is on a lap. You see he's on the medium tyres there. Different choice for him in the Ferrari, going down towards the turn 6 and 7 chicane there. Clips both curbs there. Nice and tidy run there. He can be more aggressive, but I'm assuming he's just going to look to try and get a banker lap in here. Nails the throttle on the exit here through to, I believe it's turn 11, and on the exit going into the third sector there, into turn 12 there. Third gear, tries to find the traction on the way out. No dramas there, nice and steady on the power. Third gear again for the penultimate corner. Now the final corner there, swing it out to the left, cut into the right, close to the pit wall. Try not to hit it though, you don't want to be spoiling your lap or race there. Up to the line, Starger does a 17.7 to open up the session. Yeah, of course, you'd expect him to be quite a lot quicker than the rest of the field, but that is quite a statement there, 1.4 seconds almost. So yeah, that is quite encouraging for the Racing Point, and we'll see how he's able to get on. Still a lot of drivers yet to set times. James has just come round the final corner, Red Bull, but he's not with his DRS for some reason. I think that did hold him back. He goes slower than Bree did on the hards. Damon didn't exactly get reps into the time in. And I believe Bag of Bones is one of the only drivers yet to set a time that's still on a lap. So we'll keep an eye on the Toro Rosso there. On the soft tyres, you'd expect a good lap. Let's see how he does there going through turn 4. Well, that's quite an intriguing prospect. On the slicks, yeah. Ooh. Ben, championship contender, has gone off at turn 1 there in his first lap on the hards, so he's gonna have to recover from that there. Who else is? I want to see someone who's nearing the end of the lap. I don't think there is anyone really, apart from maybe Iverburn Mike. Well, Iverburn Mike is the start of the lap, so yeah, we'll go on board with Request there, going through the second sector there. Really tricky complex to get it right there. Goes left to right all the time there, and he's purple in sector 2 apparently. Of course he is on the soft tyres, so he's looking to set a quick time there. Shifts it down to third gear, rotating the car around into turn 13. Again, third gear, trying to grab the traction and exit, runs a little bit wide, scoops it back in for the final corner where it's tough to really get the maximum out of the car. You've got to balance how aggressive you want to be with the necessity of setting a quick time, and he goes just under a tenth of that mark of Tiger. So a pretty good lap from Rekursk. He's putting himself immediately up towards the front there with a 16.4.
Yeah, I'm also just keeping an eye on the guys that are on the set of the hards. I mean, Callum's just improved on his lap going from 3. Lenny's done an invalidated lap, so he's going to be looking to go again. Ben, of course, had a bit of a spin towards the beginning of the lap, so I'm assuming he's not going to be setting this lap as an actual lap. Pedigree as well invalidated his first lap, so he's looking to go again. You also got the likes of DJ Williamson out on a set of the softs as well, who's actually only just behind Pedigree, who's on a set of the hards. So we'll see how these guys fare on. We'll see if they can maybe knock Tiger off of his pole position.
I think they're saying in the stream chat that your voice is a little bit too quiet, man. So I'm not sure if there's. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's anything you can do to sort that out, but yeah, so we've still got 5 drivers yet to set a time in this session. Iledi is on a flyer though. He is coming through the middle sector there, through turn 11 there. There's yellows in front of him, just the car staying nicely out the way. That's Packer, no problems there. Second gear for Iledi, so he's prioritising that 8 peck speed over the track. Turns out very early for the penultimate corner there, and now grabs 4th gear, 5th. Back down to 4th and 3rd for the final corner. A little bit of a lock up, scoops it back in then, and the Ferrari man. We've seen some of the other medium hard times where he puts himself just shy of the mark from Iverburn Mike. That's not a bad time at all there. In fact, it's the second quickest lap on the hards so far. So Iledi showing himself to have pretty decent pace here.
Yeah, it certainly is as well. And I'm just going to go up all the total piece as well, because he's doing his lap on a set of the softs right now. So we'll keep our eye out on the McLaren. I mean, his teammate is currently sitting in P2, so I'm assuming a lot of these guys are going to be qualifying on the softs because of that rain starting at the beginning of the race. So we just have to keep our eye out and see how they're going to be going up against him. He's currently 9/10 up on his time. That will put him into P5. So again, please, we'll keep our eye out on him. He's done a 17.9 on a set of mediums. Now making his way around the final corner. Is he going to be challenging for that pole position? DRS is now wide open. He does a 16.7, puts himself actually into P4. Only just ahead of DJ Williamson.
Yeah, not a bad lap from Total P's there. We'll see if he's... I think he will want to be up there around about with Rekursk, his teammate, currently on a 16.4. But yeah, thing is, by qualifying on softs, you are banking on it being an intermediate start. It doesn't really matter, I suppose. Kind of does. Yeah, but qualifying on softs, it does make the strategy a little bit more risky, but at the same time you get that qualifying position. You have to trust that it's going to be intermediates for the start of the race. So yeah, it's a bit of a strategic dilemma for all the drivers there, and we'll see how they handle it. Looks like, by the looks of things, we'll have most of the field qualifying on the soft tyres, setting the fastest possible laps on the softest possible tyres, but we might see some other strategies out here, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, it just really depends on if it's actually going to be a wet start or if it's going to be just a normal start. Storm has just started his lap. And he's gone very wide at exit off turn 1, so I don't know if he's going to carry on with his lap. It looks as if he is, but I don't know. We'll have to keep our eye out on Storm. It doesn't look as if he's actually validated his lap either, so he doesn't look like he's
backed off.
Say that he
Yeah.
stopped.
Commentators got us at his finest just there. I believe Starger though, on the set of the softs, he was one of the fastest guys on the mediums. So let's see how he's able to fare now as he throws it into the penultimate corner there. Runs quite wide on the entry, looking to compromise and get that better exit there. Powering down to the final corner there. Takes it in 4th gear. They're managing the traction on exit onto the outside curb. Where does he go relative to the top times? It's P6 for now for Starter, just shy of DJ Williams and just in front of Bree. Bree himself is going to have to improve maybe a little bit if he wants to put himself up and amongst the big boys in this quali session and, you know, really help himself in that championship fight. As Tiger, well, we saw he already had the top mark and he's, yeah, impressive. And he sets himself even further apart from the rest of the field. Tiger with a 16-1 and almost an over 3/10 clear of Rokersk and the rest of the field. So, well, he's set in the marker. Let's see if anyone else can get near that.
Ooh. I was just on board with Kursk as
yeah,
well. And he spun it. He was actually up on his time as well.
Yeah, that curb at turn 5 is pretty brutal. You ride it, and yeah, it can punish you, certainly. Just looking to see, is anyone nearing the end of a hot lap? There's several cars.
I think the closest
Packer.
one.
Yeah.
Or
Packer
James. Oh, sorry, not James. Sorry, Cam. Cam's just making his way around the final corner now, as he opens up that DRS, makes his way up towards the line. Is this a decent time? This near the P8. So he's slowly building his way back up towards the front of the grid.
And Packer now on the run to the line. And he goes just in front of Bree, slots himself. A lot of people around about that range, the kind of 16.7 and 16.8 range, but currently we do have the top 2, maybe 3, have set themselves apart from the rest of the field, particularly Tiger. That 3/10 advantage, only 5 minutes to go in the session. Well, he's got to be fancying his chances right there.
Yeah, just look how close it is from P4 all the way down just even to P9.
Yeah.
Literally 2 seconds within it.
Bones improves.
Someone else has just put himself in.
Yeah. So we have another car in that range. Bones puts himself in amongst the top 5 there. Good lap from him. And let's see out the field. I believe Ben's just starting his lap. McDutchface looks like he's going to pit, so he's still failed to set a time with less than 5 minutes to go. There's pressure mounting on the Renault man. He'll definitely be looking to get a lap in. Even Ben is on the mediums, interestingly there. So is he going to be one of the few drivers, it seems, to qualify on the mediums? Because I'm looking at the fitted tyres, and there's a handful of drivers still on those tyres there. Taipei is one of them. Storm's still out there on mediums as well. But Ben, interesting strategy that we could be seeing from him there in the Williams. Still on the mediums there with 4 minutes to go.
It depends. If this is actually if it is still slicks, Ben could be well on for a good result. But that's if the start is slicks and not inters. And I have known it to be slicks at the start, even when it is raining.
Yeah, in the chat they did say it was going to be light rain. So anyway, Ben round in the penultimate corner there on the mediums. He might have time for another run still after this on soft, so he fancies it. Of course, what route he goes down on strategy, well, that's all for everyone else to guess. Ben on the run to the line. That's a huge time on the mediums, a 16.8. Wow. And that's comfortably quicker than anyone else on that tyre set. So, like, even on these tyres, he's looking at a good start. And if it is a dry start, well, he's looking in the power position right now.
It's a very good time from Ben. Only 2 thousandths of a second behind Starjar, and he's put himself into P8 as well. So very good from Ben to actually set that up, because he set on the set of the mediums as well. Bree is going through
Validates.
sector 2 up to sector 3. Yeah, as you said, I think he didn't validate it.
Rokersk, I think, has gone off at turn 4 on his lap. Got quite a lot of drivers just setting up for their laps now, their final runs. I believe Callum's the started one. So Callum, we've seen he has shown pretty strong pace so far in the session. Let's see how he's able to fare. We'll go full lap on board the racing point there. Through turn 1 there. Tries to bring it towards that inside curb there. And looks to get the best traction on exit as well. Turn 2 there. Hooks it close to the inside curb but not quite touching it. You don't want to ride that or it will potentially spin you there. Now up towards turn 4 there at high speed there. He's just up in his time by about 200s there. Leaves a little bit of time on the table, I had to say. Turns in very early for turn 5 though. Keeps it aggressive but keeps it clean nonetheless there. Through the chicane now. Takes a lot of curb on the inside there. The drivers have been allowed to exploit that curb just a little bit, so you will be seeing them going a little bit off track there. Callum now through turns 10 and 11 flies it through into the third sector there, runs just a tad wide, but he has 4 tenths up on his time, so if he can find a little bit more, only another 10th, he will be challenging that time of Tiger. Of course, Tiger's still got another run to do, so let's see what kind of time he's able to put up now as he approaches the final turn of the lap there. Takes a wide entry now, scoops it in for the exit, runs onto the curb there. Does he challenge that mark of Tiger? Yes, he does. He's equal with it. He equals it. Wow.
What? How's that put him in first then?
Yeah, I mean, I was always under the impression that the driver that sets the time first is always put ahead, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very odd.
Well, yeah, I don't think Tiger's going to look to try and get this pole position marred by controversy. He wants to get it outright. Currently, he's just 400ths up, so he needs to nail this final sector if he wants to snatch that pole position. But he runs very wide to turn 12. Doesn't invalidate, though. He runs wide again to turns 13, so it's a bit of a sloppy end to the lap. He's potentially had the pole snatched from his fingers here. Can he pull it together? The final corner looks pretty clean. Now, flooring it to the line. Does he improve on his time? Yes, he does. Only just. Only just. By 300ths of a second, he has pole for now. DJ Williamson and Packer have both improved, and they're just a 10th shy of the mark there. We've got a lot of drivers now on their final runs. Ben's going even quicker on a 16.6. That is a remarkable lap from Ben. Look at that. He's put himself right in amongst one of the top runners here.
Yeah, that is very, especially for Division 3 as well, that is very quick. On a set of mediums.
Bree, this is a big lap. Run to the line. He's only just in front of Ben. So that's big news for the championship. We'll wait to see how the tyres that have to be ran at the start of the race, that plays a big role in this. We've still got more drivers on laps. Tigaby's invalidated his.
Mike is just coming across the line. Mike puts himself in a P5.
P5.
Oh, look at third, fourth and fifth.
That's so... The top 5 as a whole, just over a 10 separating them. That is incredibly close. And Pease, who's just a couple of tenths adrift of these guys, he's 2 tenths up at his time, which is putting himself around about Bree at the moment there, but we can further improve on that final sector there. He hooks up the line quite nicely, going through turn 13 and now into 14, the final corner there, hugs it tight to the inside curb and opens it up on the exit there. Total P's up to the line. He goes P6 just in front of his teammate Rokeris. We've got McJudge face. He's not going to improve. He's invalidated that lap or backed off. And yep, so I think that's going to round off the session. And yep, as we've seen from D3 so many times, very close grade, but it is Tiger who's just able to eclipse his teammate. But the 2 racing points, 1-2, and they did show the pace all the way through that session there. And yeah, they are looking very strong at the moment, as is Ben though. Ben only half a second on pole on mediums. That is going to be a statement. But let's see how we're going to run for the race. Is it going to be slicks? Is it going to be wets? Renters, sorry.
Yeah, that one we'll have to try and keep our eye out on that as well. I mean, just look at that. The top 2 split by 200ths of a second. The 3rd, 4th and 5th split by 2,000ths of a second, which is absolutely nuts. The 2 McLarens are split by 2,000ths of a second. This is insanely close.
Welcome to LOE Division 3, everyone. That is great to see. Tiger does take pole position just in front of Callum. Packer takes a solid P3 ahead of DJ Williamson. They round out the second row from Ivor and Mike. Then the two McLarens in 6th and 7th, the total pace and Bukarsk. Bree down in 8th. We'll see if he's able to recover in the race. Ben, a huge lap to take 9th on the medium tyres there. He just eclipses Tiggerby by 200ths. They're outside the top 10 with free reign of tyres. If it's a dry race, will be McDutch, Facebone, Stager, Lady, Cam, Storm, Damon and James. That rounds off the grid. And the top 11 separated by less than 0.6 of a second.
That's nuts. That's just absolutely insane. The top 15 were all separated by a second.
And you can see the light rain.
I think that is actually Inter's weather.
It does look like
Inter's.
Inter's,
Too
yeah.
heavy. Yeah.
I agree with that. So, let's see what the strategy is. I think me and Jack both assume that it's going to be Inter's, and that does disadvantage Ben, who ran that alternate strategy in qualifying. If it does turn out that way. But it does mean that the two Racing Points will start in the prime position there on that front row. Will they be free to race? Will they have some team orders going on it? Now, hopefully, for the sake of entertainment, we can get a great battle up the front, and hopefully some clean racing up and down the field as well. As the drivers are all readied up there, I can see Enters on all those cars there, so we are going to have a damp start to this race.
Yeah, so it definitely looks as if it will be intermediate. Well, yeah, it is intermediate. Sorry, my bad. So Ben, who was also thinking that he could potentially be slicks going on the set of the mediums, or he just didn't check the weather. Either or. Definitely compromised his strategy there, because you would definitely think that with that he would have been pole position.
Oh yeah.
By quite a margin as well.
And let's see. Obviously now. You could argue if he showed that pace in qualifying, he can make his way through the field in the race. But you never know. Dry pace doesn't always translate to wet pace. So the field that you've got here from qualifying could very well be mixed up in the race, and that could hopefully display some good racing up and down the field. Obviously, first and foremost, we want it to be clean. That's what we want to see from the League of Europe. But yeah, every car on the intermediate tyres, so there'll be no difference in strategy. And let's see, because we're expecting a dry period shortly after, who times the conditions well and is able to get an advantage in this race.
Mother Nature will tell. I think I've just seen Pease just absolutely cut the first chicane. Like when we said you can't cut the left-hander, we didn't mean that much. Like, just drove straight across it, but I mean it's only a formation lap, it's nothing too bad. But Pease just backing everybody up. Tiger is already making his way around the final corner. We'll see how it. We'll see how the start goes. As you said, dry pace definitely does not translate into wet pace. So one of the guys behind, even in third or fourth, could potentially snatch it from the two Racing Points. Again, ones that we'll have to keep our eye out on as well. We'll have to see as well our two championship contenders, Bree and Ben, if they will be able to make their way up through the field to everybody else. As if I'm getting a few glitched times on my side.
I've got the same, don't worry. It's just Cody's. Anyway, lining up on the grid. All 18 cars raring to go in. It's the two Racing Points, whoever, who head the grid. Will it stay that way to the checker flag? We're going to find out here. Here in Hungary, we got 3, 4, 5 lights. The lights out and away we go. Looks like a decent start from the front from Tiger there. Callum was to draw alongside him. Their Packer as well, challenging, looking down the middle there as Callum tries to wrest that lead. DJ Williamson's at the inside though, and he gets up alongside the two Racing Points. They're battling for the lead. Into turn one, Tiger's out wide there, very wide on the exit there. He's going to drop places behind the top two, and it does look like DJ Williamson has snatched that lead off the start there as Tiger has to fend off. Packer runs wide again. I'm saying that dry pace doesn't always translate, and they get very close to McLaren's battling in the background as well, and his Bukarsk has to back off towards turn 3. Looks like a relatively clean start up and down the field, but it is DJ Williamson who leads after the first sector.
Oh, I've just seen a little bit of wing fluff. I think that was from either Bryn Mike. He was trying to go down the inside of Cam. Oh, in fact, sorry, I think that was Cam's front wing that went flying off. Trying to go around the outside of Mike up into turn 4, going up the hill, and now he's just losing places left, right and centre. He's side by side with the Dutch face, and I think he's about to lose that place to the Dutch face as well. James didn't have the best start, and neither did Bones. Bones all the way down.
Cam's still there. Cam has a low look at McDutchface again in the Renault. It's Mike that's had a fairly disastrous start down 6 places, but it's been a dream start for DJ Williamson, who still leads the field. I saw Renault running very wide. I think that was McDutchface, and wheel to wheel behind him there, and it's Storm. Has a look up the inside of Cam. Cam breaking later though, shuts the door but runs wide again, as does McDutchface ahead of him. So there's still wheel to wheel. The Red Bull lunges down the inside of the Mercedes there, and Storm has to yield that place there as he cuts in front of his teammate Tigamy. It's Ben that's lost places as well. He's made an error after a good start from initially. Now he's got Bree right on the back of him. 2 championship contenders. They're further down the field than they would have wanted there, and they're about to go to war. To the inside goes Ben. They're covering the line. Stadler's there as well to take advantage. He might fancy his chances. Slips up the inside of the Maltese driver in the Rhino, but doesn't quite come off. So Stadler has to settle for P9 at the moment. The McLaren's still very close, with DJ Williamson holding that lead in front of Callum there. Early laps in this race, cleaning up, but it is Cam who's been forced to peel into the pits.
Yeah, as I said earlier, he got a bit of front wing damage. I think when he was side by side with Ivan Mike going up in towards turn 4. Just looking a little bit back in the field as well. Storm's still all over the back of McDutchface. After McDutchface has that little bit of an error.
Runs wide.
3 of the last lap. Yeah, and it
Rowney outside. Has he pulled that one off? They're still wheel to wheel going down towards turn 6. Now he's cleared him before the corner. Wow. Storm sweeps Rowney outside of McDutchface. Puts some manners on the Renault driver, and he slips through up into 12th place. Iverman Knight's the next one up the road. This massive train in the midfield, still very tight up and down the field, and I believe this train is led by Tiger, who's coming under pressure now from Total Peas. They have a little bit of contact there. Peas almost goes round, and Tiger holds that position, but Kers has to fight off Ben, who's Bree's losing out here because Starja has gone through on him. They're side by side, coming out of the last corner there, the Renault and the Ferrari, but on the inside is Starja there for the final corner. He's got his nose ahead, and I think he's going to stay ahead. So Bree losing a place. He's struggling a little bit for pace around this circuit. Tiger, as well, as compared to what we saw in qualifying, is having a little bit of a tougher time for pole position. Again running wide at turn 1 massively off the apex, and Total Peas does look to have the pace on him. The McLaren man will probably fancy his chances on the pole sitter, closing him down in this race.
Yeah, I was just watching back as well. Damon was trying to go up the inside of Bree going towards turn 1 as well, and just a little bit ahead of the field as well. Peas still looking to try and push the Tiger. Tiger getting a bit of bad exit coming out of turn 3. Peas getting a little bit compromised because he had to back off ever so slightly from that mistake from Tiger, which is allowing his teammate Wakursk to try and catch up to the back of him as well.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Tiger. It looks like he's just not quite got to grips with these conditions yet. It's very tight for P2, but it's DJ Williamson who's run up the front just a little bit. He's outside of 1 second. It's not as significant as it would be in a dry race, but it is still a barrier that Callum's going to have to re-overcome now, as Packer is looking very pacey as well up the back of the Racing Points. The Racing Points were dominant qualifying, but so far in this race they've not looked quite as racy. Still up the front though, and a long way to go in this race, as I believe Bag of Bones has gone round in the middle sector. Yeah, he's gone off there, going through turn 9, so disaster strikes for him. He's going to have to work his way back as Packer continues to pressure Callum there round the final corner to end lap 3. DJ Williamson looking imperious out in front though.
Yeah, I think he just seems to be a lot more comfortable than what these guys are.
Side by side.
Well, literally just coming in on it as well. Wakursk and Ben both going side by side down the start finish straight. I think Ben was trying to make a move on the McLaren driver. Wakursk holding around the outside. Ben trying to make his move down inside and towards turn 1, a little bit
he's got
between the pair of them, but he's managed to get that move done, and he's now going to try and hunt down his teammate of Total Peas in the other McLaren.
Further down the field, Letty is battling away with Tigamy. Swips on the outside and just up ahead of them, where James trying to attack McDutchface. It is much more confident on the brakes in the turn 2. McDutchface is nursing some damage on that right end plate, so his pace is definitely compromised, and he's slipping down the field as Damon has a little look at Iverman. Mike can't make it stick into turn 4, almost loses it there, gets massively out of shape on the exit, manages to control it, and I think Packer, he gets a run on Callum. Callum makes an error as they go down into turn 8, wheel to wheel style. Callum's not giving that one up. They're side by side through this middle sector there as they go left and right. Left now for turn 10, and Callum swoops round the outside and holds that place. Spectacular racing here up towards the front of the field, as at least Tigamy's going off, or someone's going off there. No, it's Packer Bones again, I think, spinning there. I'm just looking down.
Bones again,
Yeah. But yeah, that mistake from Callum in the side-by-side is just allowing DJ Williamson. He's over 3 seconds clear, just 4 laps into the race. The Alfa Romeo is looking on for this at the moment. They're comfortable leads just early on in the race.
Yeah, 100%. I think Packer was just getting a bit too eager to try and get that move done on Callum, and it looks like he's actually got a much better chance this time. He's looking at the traction now. He got out of that final corner compared to Callum. Goes towards the inside to now try and get this move done on the Racing Point driver. He has broken a bit later than what the actual Racing Point driver has. Tries to go for a switch back on
contact!
Towards turn 1. Oh, Tiger's now getting involved as well. Tiger's just had to back out ever so slightly as well. Callum remains in P2,
down the
but
inside.
Tiger's now trying to go for a bit of a dive on the
He's still there.
In all turns 3, in all turn 2 even.
Contact!
Big contact between them.
And his Total P is going to take advantage of this. Not quite. He's not quite close enough. Ben is with these guys as well. These guys need to pay attention with the battling, because they've allowed Callum to get a bit of a breakout in front, and he can maybe get a bit more comfortable, a bit more acclimatized to these conditions, and maybe try and chase down DJ Williamson. Look at the rain though; it has definitely calmed down. I think it's stopped, in fact. So we could be going to slicks very, very soon, and that will of course change up the strategy. So while we have this order on track for the moment, it could all change with the strategies.
It certainly could. I'm just quickly looking a little bit behind as well with the curves and Starger. I think the curves made a little bit of a mistake going through, I believe it was turn 6 and turn 7 at the chicane. Starger trying to take advantage of that, but Kursky just closing the door on the Ferrari and has just remained out in P7. But look how much time he's lost to those guys up ahead. And it just
Damon's been an error.
You have got the likes of... Oh yeah, he has as well.
The Alfa Romeo off at turn 11. DJ Williams continuing to gap. It looks like Tiger is beginning to adapt better to these conditions there. He's looking more and more comfortable behind Packer, but he has got Total P's. Ben as well is hounding the back of McLaren, and still Bree sitting in that midfield. These guys now, the enters won't be optimised. As down the inside goes Tiger on Packer there. Can he make the move stick on the exit of turn 1 there? Packer is going to get better traction in the Toro Rosso, and the American pulls back ahead, but further down the road, well, Total Peas is struggling to pull ahead of Ben. Ben looks to the outside of turn 2, doesn't quite get out, though well defended from Peas, but look how close they are, nose to tail to turn 3, but Peas just holds on. Ben does look pacey in these conditions, but we know Hungary is a tough track to overtake on, and he still sits behind the McLaren there. They run 5 and 6 there, 6 laps into the race.
Yeah, they certainly do. And obviously, of course, we apologise that there's not much just sort of going on towards the lower end of the midfield, other than probably between Storm and Mike. But this is where all the action seems to be at the moment. Just keep an eye on it as well. There's yellows in sector 2. I think Damon has gone around again from the looks of things off the track map. So he was doing quite well towards the beginning of the race, and now I don't know what's happened, so we should be dropping it. And there's a safety car. Damon's retired.
He also went off at the same corner. I'm watching Bones' point of view. Yeah, he's bent it on the exit of turn 5, and he's lost his wheel. And now, do we see pit stops here? Does anyone fancy a gamble onto the slicks early on? DJ Williams has stayed out, but Callum is in. So Callum is taking that risk there at the Racing Point. And I'm just watching to see anyone else. Does anyone else fancy it? Doesn't look like it, at least so far. So Callum, from a very high position there in P2, he is willing to take that gamble, and we'll see if it pays off there. He goes onto the hard tyres.
Oh, now this could be very interesting, because it does look as if it is drying up ever so slightly, but not enough to the point where it is actually slick conditions.
Well, but on the other hand, you can say that they will have a few laps. The conditions that I'm just watching from McDutchface, and it is definitely not slicks. Callum is going straight on into turn 1 there, and the tyres washy against the track surface. And Cam as well, he's taking the gamble and he's gone on to medium. So differing strategies there amongst those two. Callum, he's wrestling the car, but is it going to get to slicks quick enough for the safety car? Of course, the likes of Cam are going to have quite a long way to catch up still to the back of the train. So that might keep the safety car out for a little bit longer. DJ Williamson's lost that lead, and we really just got to keep an eye on Callum when we get to the restart and how he progresses.
Both him and Cam as well.
Oh yeah.
Both of those guys we need to try and keep our eye out on, especially with them going on the slicks. It does look as if it is drying up a bit more as well. As you said, Dan, it could be to the point where it just depends on when the safety car comes in, and if it does end up going to dry weather.
And the thing is, because the safety car is out, they won't have a call for DRS being enabled at the moment, so they'll have to, and of course DRS being enabled or disabled is usually the indicator for changing conditions. So it does mean that these guys are going to have to trust their own instincts there, trust their own judgments, and try and make the call. Oh, makes in, yeah. Good spot. The Cas is into the pits there. I think he's going to come out close. He'll be out ahead of Cam. I think he's going to be behind Cam. He is already behind Callum. So Ivor and Mike, who's not had the season he wanted so far, he's willing to take that gamble. As Ben's gone past, oh, he's already ahead of Kursk. I think there was just a bit of confusion going on there with the Delta. But like Cam is still quite a ways behind, so the safety car might not even be in this lap. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, he is. It doesn't look as if he's that close either. Mike has actually gambled as well and gone a set of the hards. Very interesting.
Do you think the hards? Do you think if the drivers nurse them enough, do you think they can go all the way to the end of the race potentially?
Oh yeah, for certain they could. They definitely could go towards the end. It just depends, as I said, when the safety car comes in. Also, if it ends up coming dry, like I would slap it next time.
Yeah. I have to say, I'm just watching DJ Williamson's point of view. It looks pretty dry. There's minimal spray coming off those tyres now. So I don't know, because even if it is still Inter's weather, it won't be for very long, and then everyone else has to make an extra pit stop relative to the slick runners. So in the end, it's gonna pay to their advantage anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Cam going for a set of mediums as well is a bit of an interesting one, to say the least. Because if it is dry weather now, he's gonna try and take those to the end.
Yeah, that's gonna be quite a challenge. Let's see if he's able to pull it off. So we will get another lap under safety car because Cam wasn't quite close enough. And look, virtually everyone's pitting from the front. Look at this.
Everyone's coming in.
Now, this could promote quite a few drivers. Callum looks like he's pulled a masterstroke here, as has Cam and Mike, and they're going to be rewarded there as they're able to close up to the back of that safety car, cruising through. Although
Already stayed out.
Yeah, good spot as well. But everyone else has come into the pits, and that seems puzzling to me. It seems like a no-brainer at this point, pitting for the slicks. But is he gonna? Because we're only realistically, this will be the last lap under safety car. So are they serious? Is he seriously gonna gamble on this? I don't see how this is gonna work.
No idea.
And I'm just checking to make sure no one's accidentally put on the Inters. No, but we have got... Oh, is Stager spun out of turn 1, I believe. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so he has. Has he broken any wing? Doesn't look like it.
Tegaby's been...
Just let him back through.
I think it's been forced to by the game, probably. But yeah, I've got quite a good mix of the hards and the mediums. You've got a lot of the guys that were running near the front, but interestingly, DJ Williamson, the former race leader, has put on the mediums. So does he trust his tyre saving skills enough to take them to the end? We're going to have to see. He's got a lot of drivers further down the field on the mediums. Tegaby on the softs, interestingly. So he's definitely going to be pitting again, but a lady. And I'm just waiting to see, is the safety car going to come in this lap? Because we've still got a few drivers that are off the back of the train. And no, it is going in. It is going in. So, as Nick Dutchface has picked up one of those penalties that Cody's likes to give out. As let's see how Letty controls this there. He's going to have... We'll see if he's able to bolt away. It looks like he's going early, potentially. Has had a collision down the field there. Cam has... Is he... Williamson run into the background? That's quite puzzling there. Letty's straight in, yep. So, he's recognised a mistake. And he's going to drop well down the field there. He follows the safety car in, so Callum inherits the lead of this race. But he has got older tyres in the cars behind him there. Mike is under immediate pressure there from Cam. Cam's got the medium tyres. He'll want to get a shift on there. He moves towards the inside of turn 1. Further back there, you got Tiger battling away with Pease. They're wheel to wheels. They've got contact down in turn 1. Packer, yeah, he's been tapped around, I'm not sure by who. Wikarski's lost positions, as well as Tiger, the pole setter. So he slides well down the field. He's going to be wheel to wheel with Starja in the midfield. Slips back. We've got, I believe, Ivor Mike's gone round as well at turn 3. So we've got Incident. He's lost part of his front wing. Mike potentially throwing away that position. Callum's lost the lead as well. Cam should throw on those mediums. So much more grip than the rest of the field. The conditions still a little bit treacherous. A drama on the restart here.
Yeah, very much so. You've got the 2 championship contenders as well. Very close to each other, both Ben and Bree. Both on the same compounded tyre as well, so it is all to play for between those two. They are going to try and take those to the end. Whereas the guys in the mediums, I mean, I said that they're more than likely trying to take those to the end, but will they be able to manage it to the end? That's the real question. I know they can go a distance, but is it going to be long enough?
We're going to have to wait and see. Ben hounded the back of Bree. This is a really intriguing battle here. It's the one we all want to see. There are 2 men who can move themselves closer to the championship lead in this race. Looking to duke it out on the track. I'm expecting DRS to be activated very soon. And currently, that's going to make no difference to NZL Cam's race, because he's currently out there in front, as Mike, with that front wing damage, is straight into the pits there. A disaster on the restart, as Ben has a little look at Bree. No luck for him there though. He's going to have to wait and suss out another opportunity to get through on the Renault. Further down the field there, Tiger has just slipped past Bones, so I think he's made a bit of an error there. He's got Stadger right on the back of him in the Ferrari there, closing up towards turn 4, but I don't think you're going to go for any moves there from such a distance. He may have a run into turn 5. Bones covers the lane. I think that was down to some oversteer, and he does hold on to P11 for now. Still in the points is Bones, but for how much longer? Can he hold that place? Storm's looking pretty pacey on his mediums there, and he's catching this train of hard runners battling over P4. Let's see if he's able to make some moves here.
Yeah, he is definitely one that is going to be one to look up for us. Wikarski's gone round. Yeah. I can't see any wing missing. I think he just must have had a bit of a spin.
Yeah. We see that middle sector. It is very tricky, and it has caught out a couple of drivers, including him now. Wikarski dropping down into P15 now, as we've got more battling further up the road here. As we've got Bree a little bit further back from P's there than I think he would have wanted to be. So the Renault, no move from there, as Ben has a little look to the inside, doesn't get it. Storm's got more grip than all these guys behind him there, and so is James. James is right in contention as well, so got a pretty sizable trade here, as Tigabay has made his way past Sarge on down towards turn 2, but the Ferrari doesn't give it up, keeps his nose there, but I don't think he's going to be able to hold it. Tigabay up into P11, making strong progress on those soft tyres, or is he, as Sarge tries to fight it back towards turn 4, their Cam is out.
Oh, Cam's retired! Oh, and Peace has just spun behind him as well! He said Bree!
Bree's off, yeah, Bree is off the track. So, huge incident there. And another safety car. Callum inherits the lead. Williamson up to second. Cam from the lead of the race going off. And we have drama here. The championship order gets shaken up. Ben up to P3. And Bree, he's going to have to look for a recovery drive. Is he going to come into the pits potentially? Maybe get some even fresher tyres on that. Don't know if it's going to make much difference. But yeah, a dramatic restart, and still Callum leads this race, and it's DJ Williamson who's going to pit.
Yeah, he's making the pits. So I'm assuming the guys that are on the mediums are going to make their way into the pits. Yeah, Tiger's making his way into the pits, probably going to put on a set of the mediums, because now I can know that the mediums will go to the end if they was to put them on now. Obviously a couple laps with the safety car as well. Yeah, they will go to the end. So I'm assuming the guys that have gone on the set of the hards may come in for a set of the mediums. And Tigabay, despite going on the softs, he's actually gone on the hards now.
Interesting. Total P's. What's going on there? I'm looking for him on track. I want to see if his car's still there. Watching out for. Is he crashed? Yeah, I think he must have retired in the pit lane then. So yeah. I imagine somewhat of a rage quit from him there, which isn't the best thing to see. Mike will inherit P15. A real range of strategies here that makes this restart very intriguing, because you've still got Callum and Ben now. They lead the field, and Ben with slightly fresher tyres than Callum, but you've got a pack of 4 medium runners sitting behind him there, and they're gonna, well, you just see what they do. Do they go full attack mode, try and get track position, and just bolt away, or will they sit back and try and save their tyres there, guarantee that they're getting to the end of the race? Again, very intriguing this race, a lot of different strategies looking to be ran, and of course some fresh mediums being put on some cars as well. They'll be looking to get to the end of the race. So the order has been massively shaken from 2 safety car periods, a wet period, several incidents, but from all of the carnage, it is Callum in the Racing Point who leads this race, 13 laps in, but I don't think the drama's over yet. Stay tuned here in D3, we got a lot of racing ahead.
Yeah, it's definitely not over yet by a long shot. I mean, just looking at the top 5, they've all moved up positions, especially Storm and James. 13 places from Storm and 14 places from James.
Yeah.
Which is an insane amount. Because, well, they've got the strategies right.
Yeah, they've just been they've been in the right place at the right time. And they've put themselves in contention there, up with the big boys after lowly grid positions. And also, like, the pole sitter in this race is in P12, 13 laps in. I think that speaks volumes to the kind of race we've had so far there. Been thrown completely on its head. And I still think you can't really pick a winner at this stage. There could be more safety car periods, could be more incidents, more overtakes, more of everything. That's why we love league racing. That's why we love racing. But Callum still leads. He's essentially been near the front the whole time. He's been like potentially the only constant in this race. And I think he has earned his lead so far, but there's no guarantee it stays that way, especially with Ben sitting behind him on 2-lap fresher tyres. The Williams man's got to fancy his chances here.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm just going to quickly have a look at the standings once again for Division 3. Because Ben's sitting in P2, but may potentially move him up into the lead of the championship. Let me just double check that. Oh no, he's actually 20 points behind time. So
he has to win.
Ben would need to win this race. Yeah, he would need to win this race to move up into the championship lead.
Safety car is in this lap, so Callum is going to dictate this restart here. Ben will follow suit there and give chase to the Racing Point. When does he go though? Safety car will peel in on the exit of turn 13 and we can get back to racing here in what has been an enthralling Hungarian Grand Prix so far. He's gone already and he's got a massive jump on the field. He's got a pretty sizable gap over Ben. Ben, who stacked up the field behind him, is going to have to get to work there, but immediately starts to close back up there as Bag of Bones has come immediately into the pits. I saw there was contact down there, and I think he's been the he's lost out from that because he's dropped well down. Is going to have to get an unfortunate tyre change back up the front though. As James has had a lunge at Storm, they make contact coming out of turn 1 there. Storm's able to hold that position in the Mercedes there, but I don't think he's going to be very happy with that. James has a look. Does he get the place as Callum and Ben try to take advantage of that, get a gap up at the front, but the medium runners are going to have more grip further down the field there. Tiger slips past Hungary into turn 3 and he gets that position there. He's got a pack of cars further down the field. The whole field's so close together. Of course, we've had a safety car restart as
huge incident. James,
I don't know what's happened there. I know James was running ahead of Starger, so I'm not sure how they've come together. But the Red Bull
just caught the front of it. I think Starger was just on the inside of James into turn 5, touched the curb.
The curb, yeah.
Taking James with him when he was on the inside.
That is so unfortunate for both of them there. Going to be a big recovery drive needed. Of course, they could still have more safety cars that can bring them back into contention. We're just going to have to wait and see on that case there as Tiger looks very pacey on the mediums there. Dives to the outside of a lady. Can he get that one done? I don't think he will get it stopped in time and keep that position, but he is hounding the Ferrari. He's got to be careful there because he has got a pack of cars behind him there as McDutch faces run very wide for the final corner and through goes Wickers. And speaking of cars going through there, here comes Tiger to the outside there. Lady is going to cover the line though, keeps the inside going down towards turn 1, but Tiger's braver on the brakes. He runs very very wide. Does he scoop it back in? Get better traction on the exit? He does just about. They're still side by side. Going down towards turn 2. They're already on the outside now. I think he may have to yield that position, or will he? I think the Racing Point's just about going to win that place. Yes, he does. And Tigamy not able to follow through, but he gets a penalty though. One of the first penalties we've seen in this race from Tiger. And that's going to set it back with the field still so close. But still, Ben and Callum chasing away at the front, but Callum's looking very impressive pace-wise. He's managed to avoid challenge early on after the restart there, and is maintaining a gap to Ben there, a comfortable 7/10 of a second for now.
And I'll tell you what as well, Breen has actually made his way back up into P5,
yeah.
So he is starting to make his way back through the field. He's just got to try and get past Packer, and then got to try and make a few more seconds up to the top 3, but also just keep an eye on it. Tiger,
ooh,
I think is also trying to go for a move, or was trying to go for a move on DJ Williamson. Went very wide out of that, I think it's turn 12 if I'm not mistaken, and then is now just losing a lot of time over to those guys that are up ahead.
Ben a lot closer to Callum now at the end of that lap. I think Callum's made a small error, and now game on for the lead at this stage in the race there. Tegaby's quite close to the back of Aledi, but Kerski's also very close to the back of Tegamy. No moves into turn 1 though. The field though, Bree's made an error. Bree's off at turn 1 and he loses 2 places there. DJ Williamson and Tiger slips by both of them, so the Renault losing places. He's had a bit of a scruffy race this Bree, a couple of incidents, a couple of mistakes, and not the best of pace, so he is currently losing ground in the championship race to Ben. Ben currently putting pressure on Callum, 2 lap pressure tyres. He's going to be fancying his chances there, and they still maintain that gap to Storm then further down the field. Storm trying to put pressure on Ben as well. He's still in that DRS range as the 3 of them are beginning to set themselves apart from the rest of the field. A 3-second gap down to Packer at P4.
I think Ben must have made a mistake, either that or Storm has just driven, this could be the next fastest lap, because he was about 1.2 seconds behind Ben and Callum. He's now made his way in, he's only literally 6/10 behind him. I know he's on a softer compound compared to the other guys that are just up ahead of him as well, but he's done well to progress as to how he has done so far. And a little bit further down in the field, Tigamy just getting past Aledi.
Yeah.
I think Aledi must have made a bit of a mistake, because Bukursk was also trying to go down the inside of him, but manages to hold that position for now. DRS is now wide open for Bukursk and for Aledi, so I don't think Bukursk is going to be able to go for a move on Aledi, although saying that, he is gaining on him.
Oh, massive lunge from Tigamy! Oh! Sorry to interrupt you, the massive lunge from Tigamy, that's cost him out, yep, because Tigamy went for a lunge on Bree, he didn't come off, and Tigamy losing places there. Aledi slipped through as well on the Mercedes. I don't think he's going to be happy with that, so Tigamy tries to run right outside of turn 2, no, doesn't get it there. So that is going to be Tiger making places there, and he is now, Bukursk making places there. He's now up behind Bree, and Tiger himself right on the back of DJ Williams there in the battle for P5 there. And the Racing Point's making good progress early on in this safety car period there, hounding the back of the Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, and then I don't know if he also managed to catch it, but Dutchface also managed to slip past both the Ferrari and the Mercedes as well. So, but Dutchface, the 2 Renaults are starting to make their way back through the field. Bree just having obviously a little bit of an unfortunate event that occurred, but he is slowly making his way back up to these guys just up ahead of him, which is DJ Williamson and Tiger. Tiger is wanting to get past DJ Williamson ASAP from the looks of things, and he might be able to with this DRS, because he's going to have that wide open as soon as he comes around this straight. Here we go, DRS now wide open for the Racing Point. DJ Williamson goes to the inside to keep it covered, makes his way back towards the outside.
Down the inside.
He does.
Is he going to come off though? Side by side onto the apex. He's going to have the DRS again, but DJ Williamson has more momentum off the corner now. The DRS kicks out and Tiger pulls ahead up towards turn 2. Tries to sweep around the outside. I think he's going to do it. Yes, he does. Great move. If he can convert it into turn 3, indeed he does. And up a place goes Tiger there in his progression through the field there. And further down the field, Tigamy is all over already, but no way through as of yet, as Storm putting more and more pressure on Ben. Ben seems to have the pace on Callum, but he's making more mistakes as well. As Bree slipped, I think that was Bukursk had a run at Bree and made an error in doing so. Now he's got McDutchface trying to close up to him. And still, battling for P2 now. Ben's going to be under pressure there. Storm trying to make ground in this battle for the win at the moment there. Just a 4/10 shy of that Williams.
Don't forget as well, Tiger has got that penalty as well. I know it's only lap 19 out of 35, but he's only what, just about 3 seconds up ahead of Bree. Oh no, it's not. About 2.6 seconds up ahead of Bree. So Bree's still got an opportunity to jump a couple places, just depending on penalties as well.
Yep.
A few of these other guys as well. So we keep our eye out on that as well. As Storm was looking to try and go for a move on Ben. Ben actually covered off the inside going towards turn 1, and it looks like Storm got a much better run than what Ben has coming out of that turn 1. But unfortunately, not close enough, despite having that DRS open, to be able to get a move done on the Williams drive.
Karsk is very close to Bree there. He's got the grippier tyres over the mediums. Looks to the inside there. Doesn't commit onto the brakes or doesn't want to go for anything too silly here as Ben picks up a penalty. Keep an eye out on that. That's going to put him at a disadvantage compared to both the guys he's fighting for the win for. Karsk hounding Bree in the Renault, no way through as of yet there. Bree, he's made a couple of errors this race, but he's keeping it clean for now there. Keeps that P7 for now in front of Karsk.
Yeah, we'll keep our eye out on this battle as well between these guys. I think Kursk, as you said, is hounding all over the back of Bree, and I believe he's going to want to try and get past him ASAP if he wants any chance of trying to catch up to the likes of DJ Williamson and Tiger as well. Just noticing, I just seen the Tiger and DJ Williamson battle, and look how much he's already pulled up ahead of DJ Williamson, already 1.5 seconds. Within the space of, well, is this lap he overtook him, isn't it?
Well, I think it was the last lap, but still, that's impressive price from Tiger. We are saying that we know he has, arguably other than Ben, the best dry pace in the field, and I think he is proving that there as he makes solo progress. Tiger could have a run on a lady here. We're coming down the main straight now. He pulls to the inside against the Ferrari, wheel to wheel towards turn 1, but I think it's fairly academic. Tiger up the inside, and he is going to secure that position, or is he? Little switchback from a lady, but Tiger has the DRS powering down towards turn 2, and he is going to maintain that P10 unless he keeps it just about on the island there, managing to cover off the switchback as the top 3 all begin to punch up there. Ben's recaptured that DRS of Callum, and he's dragging Storm with him there. Came on well and truly up at the front.
Yeah, this top 3 battle is very close between all of these guys, and if they do continue to battle, it's going to allow the likes of Packer and Tiger to make their way up towards these guys as well. So again, everyone will try and keep our eye out on to see if they make their way up.
Tiger ever closer to the Toro Rosso of Packer. He's had an up and down race, but currently running in a solid P4 for now, ahead of Tiger, who's also had a bit of a roller coaster of emotions. Karsk is right with Bree, so we've got action up and down the field all the way through here, and that's what we want to see. Now rounding the final turn for these two. Bree trying to hold that position, but he might not have much of a chance there. Both of them have managed their ERS very well, so it's going to come down to fighting there as Tiger has slipped past Packer. Another diving lunge into turn 1 where Karsk as well going out the inside of Bree, and now the switchback for Bree is going to try and come off their wheel to wheel towards turn 2, but I don't think it's going to matter where Karsk secures that, as again Tiger has a penalty but he's making ground, and now he moves up to P4, and I think with the pace he has, I wouldn't rule him out of trying to reel in this group ahead, especially if they start fighting.
Yeah, we'll have to keep our eye out on these guys. We have got another 13 more laps to go, despite Tiger and Ben having those penalties as well. Storm could be in actually with a very good chance of winning this, especially being on set of mediums and only being like only 1 second behind Callum as well. All it takes is one of those guys just to pick up 3 warnings and then that's it, penalty for them. So you never know. Someone could even like shock us back and could even still be in the chance of winning this race.
Of course, safety cars could also play a factor. There's so much that can happen, and it's hard to really pick a winner. Still got over 10 laps to go in this race, but I don't think Ben's never really been close enough to the back of Callum. All these guys are doing a fantastic job of managing their ERS, particularly Callum and Ben, and they're making it difficult for Storm to really get a run at him. Ben is close to Callum once again out of turn 1, but he's never really within range to make a lunge. Again, too far away. Tiggerby is close to McDutch face, feints to the inside, but no move. And he's, after a little error a couple of laps ago, he is making progress back, but it is slow and steady, and he is going to have to think about managing those tyres, trying to take them to the end of the race. The battle at the front is hotter than ever. Ben, does he have an answer to Callum there? Every time he seems to get close, Callum seems to reply with some more speed of his own. If Ben can make a sustained effort though, as we've got yellows in sector 2.
Oh, that's Packer.
Packer's off. Oh no, he's having very, very good race there. And he drops back. I think he's going to slot in just in front of a lady. He does indeed. But yeah, that's bitterly disappointing for him. And you see the Toro Rosso, he's down on grip there, and a lady actually runs into the back of him slightly. They're able to survive just about. Ben is very, very close to Callum now. Callum's going to need to get a good run out of both this corner and turn 1 if it's needed. So here we go now, let's see. I don't know if Ben's going to be close enough there. Callum gets a strong exit there and immediately pulls towards the inside. He knows there's a threat here from the Williams. He's been charging up and down. We've seen the pace he possesses. He looks to the inside, dives to the inside, and he makes a move to like better contact, but he is through. I think Callum, he looked for the switch back, but just clipped the rear wheel of Ben, so I think that's fair enough. Ben is through, and McCursk as well, up the inside of DJ Williamson, as what's happened up front. I think Callum, did he come back in?
No, what happened was Ben had a bit of a moment going through turn 2.
Oh.
Locked up majorly, and almost, well, he was sent into a bit of a half spin. Callum's managed to get that place back from Ben.
And this is exactly what Tiger wants. In chasing, he has pulled about a second on these guys already, and there's still a long way to go. Now, I know he has a penalty, but so does Ben. And of course, it is Hungary. It's very dangerous track in that regard, so don't count out the rest of these guys from having moments of their own. But yeah, Callum retaking that lead. We've got Drama up at the front. Storm's looking very feisty there, up at the back of Ben. And Ben braking very late there, I think in a bit of panic. And now he is going to have to deal with the pressure of the Renault, or sorry, the Mercedes rather. So he's going to have to try and get past Callum up in front, while defending from Storm. That's going to be a mighty task. And Callum, with a bit of luck, has retained that lead, but he does run wide out the final corner immediately again to the inside, and all three of these guys covered by just a couple tenths of a second there. Up comes Ben now towards the front. There's a gap on the inside there. He looks for it. No, doesn't get it. This is what Storm needs now. Does he try and find the exit there on the Callum runs wide out the corner there, and Ben pulls up alongside there. Both these men going down towards turn 2. Bit of contact there. Wheel bang into Storm's into the back of him. Storm, I saw him hit the back of Ben, and he's lost part of his front wing. So he was threatening these top two the whole way. Ben's up alongside Callum towards turn 4. He's got to keep it clean, boys. Don't come together. Ooh. And Ben spins off. He had to get out of that. DJ Williamson past Wikersk as well. What is going on there? As Wikersk, I think, has made an error. And look at Tiger. Look how much closer he is now. Drama, drama, drama. And Callum has been gifted this now. After Ben, I think he went one step too far trying to go down the inside of 4. Paid the price. Storm's got damage. And now Callum looks good. He looks for this now, and he might be on for a win, but Storm is not out of this yet, and Ben is still within range. And there's Tiger as well. We've got a huge battle shaping up there. Callum's in the prime seat for now, though. He's got to get through the rest of this race without error, though.
I won't be surprised if Storm actually doesn't go for another pit stop, because
Stayed
he's
out
in a very good position at the moment. Yeah, he's in P2 with Ben, with the two guys behind him having penalties. He hasn't got any DRS. Ben's going to just probably breeze past him through the DRS straight. But that has costed him a little bit of time compared to where Tiger is as well. Yeah. Now, Storm, I know it's going to be difficult for him, but he needs to try and stay within 3 seconds of those guys, of the likes of Ben and Tiger. I mean, he's still up ahead of Tiger for now, but it is between those guys. Wikersk and DJ Williamson are both side by side. Wikersk is going to go around the outside of the Alfa Romeo. A bit of contact between the pair of them.
Still there.
Wikersk down the inside of turn 2. Both
still wheel
side by side.
Oh! great racing.
Again.
And I think DJ Williamson is going to secure that place there in front of the medium-tired McLaren of Wikersk. These guys have been going at it though for the last 5 or 6 laps really. Callum is trying to maintain that gap out of DRS. Of course, all it takes is one extra warning perhaps. We don't know the exact penalty position. And Ben is right back in it. He runs wide as well. And if Storm can just keep it clean as well, do not rule any of these 4 guys out of the fight for the win for now. We're going to have to see how it all shapes up. But yeah, I'm thoroughly looking forward to this as the charging racing point of Tiger begins to hunt down Storm.
Yeah,
Storm's in.
Storm. Well, as actually Storm goes in.
I think that's a. I think they would have honestly been better off staying out because he's going to have to get a wing change as well.
He's going to end up probably all the way behind a Letty, maybe even Mike. As Mike's just making his way around the final corner now. Where's Storm? He's on a set of softs, but yeah, they've just fixed his wing. Yeah, he's going to be up behind over Mike.
Well, he is going to be on a charge. There is no doubt at all about that there. Aledi is lost out to Packer there on the charge, or has he? He tries to come back, grounding outside of turn 2, but I think Packer's going to secure that one. Down towards turn 3, swoops round into P9 and holds that position there, trying to come back through the field after losing that P4 through an error. Leclerc's still all over the back of DJ Williamson.
Packer just picking up the 3-second time penalty as well,
Yeah.
just after getting past Aledi, so Aledi's still probably within condition of keeping himself P9. But also just a little bit further down, a little bit further up from those two guys. Tiggy and the Dutch face. Tiggy all over the back of the Dutch face to try and see if he can go for a move. Wherever he can, wherever Tiggy feels it's necessary.
Oh, Storm!
Storm's actually retired.
Oh!
And safety car again!
Oh! And immediately, the top two dart into the pit lane. Does anyone fancy a gamble, maybe trying to stay out? Everyone's in, I think. Everyone's going to be in. So a complete reset on this race.
Oh no! Well, Kursk stayed out!
Well, he's going to inherit the net lead on track, so it might not be a bad thing.
He just picked up a drive-through as well.
Oh, this race turned on its head yet again. Lucas and Bree staying out, and McDutch race. Tegaby's out there as well.
Tegeby stayed out as well, the same as Eddie.
5 men staying out. Callum's put on the mediums, interestingly. So is Packer. Meanwhile, Bed, Tiger and DJ Williamson have all opted for the soft tyres there, with more tyre wear, but also more grip for a shorter period of time. So, yet again, a mix of strats there, a mixed bag throughout this race. That's what we've been given. I think it's a good time to check over the penalties up and down the field at this point. So the top 5, all on aged tyres there. Leclerc has got 4 guys between himself and the pack. Don't rule him out, I have to say.
Yeah, for certain as well. Bree has got absolutely no warning to assert, but somehow Leclerc has 4 warnings and no penalty.
Big collisions then.
But Dutch faces, yeah, fair enough. But Dutch faces that 10-second penalty, but they'll probably removed at the end of the race. Tigby is on 2 warnings, so he's 1 off, and Aledi is on 1. And then obviously you've got like Callum. Well, what's Callum on? Callum's on 2 warnings as well. So Ben and Tiger just behind him. He's got to make sure he doesn't get another penalty, another warning. Otherwise, it literally is a race to the finish between Callum, Ben, and Tiger, who are all fighting for the lead and are now down to 6th, 7th, and 8th. And we've got quite a bit of traffic to make their way through. Well, Kursk could be in with a very good shout of actually winning this.
Oh wow. You know, I have to admit, the patch that's made the safety car more frequent has maybe taken away from the fairness of the racing, but it's definitely not taken away from the drama. As DJ Williamson pits again.
I think he's trying to serve his drive-through.
I don't think you can, though. I don't think you can do it. So I think it's just gonna...
I think he's trying to. Yeah, you can see his pit crew coming out.
Yeah. So... yeah, he's just gonna get service with some tyres there. I don't think it might not actually cost the position on track because James has just come around the final corner, so he will maintain P12. But Leclerc out in front, he's got better tyres as well than the Renault behind him there, Bree. Bree, I think to be honest, the position he was in, he's in a good place to get more points than he otherwise would have done. So I think that's a good call from him actually. Up behind Leclerc, but he is going to have to try and hang on the worst, quite frankly, the worst tyres out of the entire field. So we'll see how he gets on. We'll probably get back to racing this lap, and we'll be treated to a 6-lap sprint to the end of this race. Let's hope that it's exciting. I'm sure it will be. Leclerc is going to lead the field through for the final sprint, the final stretch here in this Hungarian Grand Prix.
Getting Britain D2 flashbacks here.
Yeah, that was exactly it. A 6-lap sprint to the end.
I can see this is going to go. This can either go very well or very bad. We'll have to wait and see for it. Just going to look at a few of the comments on the YouTube channel though. When Mike had spun earlier, he's saying that he got spun, so someone must have spun him around. Safety car is in this lap. You got Cam that said my wheel had stopped, and Storm said my controller failed again. Don saying yesterday just looks up and can't get into me to stop car and full throttle. It's unfortunate.
That's desperately unlucky for both of those guys, because they were both fighting for the lead at the time when they when that happens. So we'll see how it gets on there as Wakersk is going to bring them round. And now he looks to kick it off. Now out the final corner, he gets out, slide. He's sliding right. And Wakersk makes an error. Brie inherits the lead of this race, and now Tigami's going to be on to him in the Mercedes there. So immediately Wakersk makes the error, and now Aledi up to the outside of Tigami. Wakersk in the comeback there, sweeps round the outside of McDutchface, who's early on the brakes in the turn one. Brie picks up a penalty, so keep an eye on that. You're racing at Brie. Tigami on
Tigami's round, he's taken Callum with him.
Turn one. Callum out as well. Desperately unlucky for him as Packer wheel to wheel with Iron and Mike round turns 2 and 3. They're the Toro Rosso at the Haas, still side by side, and through goes Packer there up at the front. Brie has got the lead, but he has the penalty, so Wakersk could still be on for this. Ben though, now let's see this pack of fresh runners there. Packer is well, he's still behind these guys. It's Callum who's lost out there as the former leading fresh tyre runner there as Mike makes a mistake, and DJ Williamson's going to pick his way past him, I think, going through turn 8 side by side. Yes, the Alfa Romeo is in front, so he loses out there. Bag of Bones is round, and he takes out Callum, and Bones is straight out the session there. I think that was his retired car that came across the AI, taking him into the path of Callum, who's so unlucky, being in the fight for the lead the whole time. Yellow's still in sector 2 as Wakersk hounding Brie. He's still in with a chance of winning that race despite the error, so we'll see how he's able to get on. And Ben's side by side with a lady, and now Tiger's going to follow through though, and there's almost 3 wide into turn 1. Aledi has to back off there. He's going to have DJ Williamson on the outside of him. Tiger tries to force his way past Ben. That's not going to come off though, as Aledi losing places. He's off.
Yeah, he got tagged by DJ Williamson when he was around his outside.
And he's out the session. Retires off his own back. So wow. So we've only got 11 cars still left in this race. Everyone at the moment is going to get points. I think Aledi's... Mate, what's happened?
At the top of turn 4, he's just spun it around.
Into the wall. Car. VSC. Which I think I'm quite glad it's a VSC, not a full safety car. We've already had 4 retirements just off this safety car period. We've only been out for about 2 laps.
That's absolutely insane what's going on. Absolutely insane. But his virtual safety car is helping Brie, Wakersk and McDutchface especially. Yeah.
So they get to reset, and it holds back Ben. Ben has a penalty as well. So does Tiger. I still think Wakersk could win this race as it stands.
It's very close between them as we're back on the racing once again.
Out the final corner there. Wakersk looks to close down. DRS is enabled. He won't have it down the straight. There's DJ Williamson's been disqualified, and
he got his drive-through penalty.
Oh yeah, because he tried to serve it under the safety car there as Ben slips past McDutchface into turn 1. He's still looking for this there, and he wants to particularly finish ahead of Brie on track. Both those guys have 3 seconds of penalties. As look at Ben there, look at the grip he's got relative to Wakersk. He could still win this race if he pulls out the time, but being stuck behind, it's hampering his progress there. Wakersk, if he just avoids the mistakes, he can still hold on to this further down the field. Tiger has slipped past McDutchface there, through into P4 on his charge as Ben up the inside. Wakersk going through turn 6 and 7, doesn't get it though, and Wakersk holds that P2. Tiger as well is hounding Ben. If Ben's not careful, he can lose out. Wakersk makes an error, he's off. He drops 2 places there, and through it go the top 3. He's still within his show because of the 3-second penalties for all the cars in front of him, but that's going to set it back. 2 errors from Wakersk could cost him. Brie now has the lead. Packer's up the inside of McDutchface. He goes up into P6 past the Breno, who is on very old hard tyres. Now Ben right with Brie. Both these men with 3 seconds of penalties. Ben can still win this race. Tiger's not out of it either. Ben pulls alongside Brie. This is it now for the race lead on track, wheel to wheel, but Brie's got some straight line speed.
Well.
Very good point there as well, side by side of the turn 1 there. Ben has the inside line though, and he's through. Can Tiger follow through behind Ben? This could be key. He could still be in with a chance of winning this race if he can clear the Renault, and you know what? He has cleared the Renault. Through he goes into P2, chasing down Ben. Let's go. 2.5 laps or so left in this race, and we've still got such an enthralling battle here. Just 9 cars, only half the field still in the race. But They're all 8 of them still right together on track. And let's see how it is going to go down there. We've still got such a close fight. Campbell Curse hang on to that gap of the top 3. Ben and Tiger are going to be so rapid. Ben especially looking to get out of that gap. He's chasing the win of this race.
Yeah, Packers just picked us up yet another 3-second time penalty, as just keeping an eye on the gap to the leader. Bree is already 1.5 seconds behind Ben, despite being passed on just this lap alone. So Ben is going to need to get even more of a move on. I mean, he's on course to win this race, but he's going to need to fully push it if he wants to actually win this race. Bree would need to get a move on, and as I said, if one of those two win this race, they will go to the championship lead.
I'm monitoring that gap between Ben and Wakarsk, because that could be a fight for the lead. Wakarsk is being helped along by Bree's DRS, but he's going to be held back by Bree through the turns. Bree still had DRS off of the racing point in front of him. Tiger's still chasing this, but I don't think he's got the outright speed to take care of Ben up at the front of this race. So, wow, this has been a thoroughly dramatic race, incident packed, especially near the end, which isn't what we want to see, but we have seen a great bit of action as well here. D3's put on a show here with just a lap and a half to go, and it looks like Ben, he is still going to have to push. He can't switch off, or he could be chased down by Tiger, or held within that 3-second range by Wakarsk. But Wakarsk is being held up behind Bree.
Actually. Yeah, I was going to say, Bree's the one that hasn't actually got a penalty.
He has a penalty.
Oh, does he?
He has 3 seconds, yeah. He picked it up just after the safety car, I think, if you want to check that.
Oh, no, it was a straight 5-second time penalty.
Oh.
So he can get that removed.
He can get that removed, but he's already 2.5 seconds off the lead. So all on this final lap then. Ben rounds the final corner then. He's 2.6 seconds clear, 2.7 seconds of Bree. I think he should be able to convert this and potentially get the race win. And he's had his roller coaster race there.
Packer's just going straight down the inside of Wakarsk. Not able to get a move done. Wakarsk managing to go defensive and closing that door on the American. And manages to hold that position. But look at that, Bree and Ben, it's 3 seconds.
Ooh. Now I've just seen Dan, ILRT Dan, has clarified in the chat that Bree got his penalty for overtaking Wakarsk when he spun, so that's definitely going to get removed then. So now, does Ben he have the bottle to be able to pull this out and get this one? He's got 3.2 seconds, he's got more grip, he's got better tyres, he should be able to convert this, but he can't afford to make an error there. Tiger as well.
Also, yeah, I was going to say Tiger and Bree, I think they're only about 1.9 seconds, so Bree could still inherit P2. The question is, will he inherit first? He's 3.3 seconds behind. His Packers sent it up the inside of Wakarsk.
Contact!
Bit of contact between the pair of them.
And the Toro Rosso looks like he's going to get through, but he does have more penalties. Ben rounds the final corner. I think he's done enough. It has been quite the sensational Hungarian Grand Prix. Ben crosses the line. We wait to see how everything sorts itself out. Tiger's through. Bree, see, he has that penalty. And Wakarsk does inherit P3. James up into P4. I've hardly mentioned him the whole race. And I think that will end up being P5, but that's still a good finish. Ben looks like he's done it. Ben takes the championship lead from Ton Abenak. And when Ton returns, he's going to be chasing. He's going to be the hunter instead of being the hunted, which he's been for the majority of this season. A crazy, crazy race. There's no other word for it. Here in Hungary. As Ben
absolutely insane
takes the win. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to have to end the stream very quickly because I do have a D2 commentary and you've got a D2 race to get to as well. And we are running late, unfortunately, for that. So, to wrap it up there, that has been quite a dramatic Hungarian Grand Prix. I've been Zaka, he's been J. Cole.